First of all, I would like to thanks to the people who have subscribed my channel, because now I have more than 7,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, and I have many good comments from you guys, right? Few of you are saying that your video is really helping me in my study. Few are saying that your video is so useful, so practical, so effective. So first of all, thanks to those people for your appreciation. I always try to deliver more than your expectation, right? So first of all, thank you so much for being here, for spending time on PM Networking YouTube channel. I am getting 70% watch time from the people who is not subscribed my channel, so that's not fair. If you are watching, that means definitely you are getting something, right? This video is really helping you, and if you are getting something, right, now it's your responsibility to subscribe. Okay, so please, if you haven't subscribed this channel till now, please subscribe this channel. Okay, and without wasting our time, let's start our topic. So guys, today here I am going to discuss BGP synchronization rule. Very important topic for network engineer, very important for interview, very important for network engineer, because in real time this one is one of the most used feature of BGP that we are using nowadays in real time, right? So definitely you might have observed that interviewer is also asking this type of question in interview, and yesterday one of my students faced this question in interview and he said make one video on it, right? So that's why I am here with this topic. Okay, so without wasting our time, let's begin. So first of all, what is BGP synchronization rule? So guys, let me write here. Okay, so we are going to discuss theory as well as practical. Okay, so after watching this video, you will came to know each and everything about BGP synchronization. Like you will have knowledge about configuration, you will have knowledge about theory. So if interviewer will ask to you in next interview, definitely you will be able to explain, you will be able to answer. Fine. So okay, let's see what is BGP synchronization rule. So guys, here you can say what BGP synchronization rule says. It says that do not use, or you can say advertise, do not use and advertise the routes learn via an IBGP neighbor to an external BGP neighbor, or you can say to an eBGP neighbor unless or until same route is not learned via IGP protocol, means interior gateway protocol. Let me change the color. Interior gateway protocol can be RIP, can be EIGRP, can be OSPF, or anything, right, etc. Okay, so see, what do not use or advertise the routes learn via an IBGP neighbor to an eBGP neighbor unless or until the same route is not learned via IGP. IGP stands for Interior Gateway Protocol. That can be RIP, that can be EIGRP, that can be OSPF, that can be any Interior Gateway Protocol. So it means that BGP synchronization rule tells that do not use, means do not install that prefix in your routing table if you are receiving these routes from IBGP neighbor, right, from IBGP neighbor, until that route is not learned via IGP. So here, as you can see, behind router 3 I am running one network 30.1.1.1.0/24. I am talking about this network, right? So once I will configure BGP on router 3, router 3 will do what? Router 3 will share this prefix to router 2. At router 2, guys, router 2 is receiving a prefix which is 30.1.1.0/24, right? Receiving from which type of neighbor? From IBGP neighbor, right? From IBGP neighbor. And if R2 is not receiving same prefix from IGP, from interior gateway protocol, means here you can see router 2 is not receiving this prefix through RIP, through EIGRP, through OSPF, through any IGP protocol. Means router 2 is receiving this prefix only through BGP. And neighbor who is advertising this route is IBGP neighbor. So rule is what? Do not use IBGP, do not use and advertise routes learned by IBGP neighbor to an eBGP neighbor. So this router will definitely not use this prefix. So means this router will not install this 30 network in their routing table. This one is first thing, that do not use. What is the meaning of do not use? So this router will not use this prefix, means this router will not install this prefix in their routing table. Fine. After that, do not advertise to eBGP neighbor. So who is eBGP neighbor of router 2? Router 1. Means router 1 will not advertise that prefix to router 1, right? So first thing, router 2 will receive 30.1.1.0/24 network, but router will not use that network. Router 2 will not install that prefix in their routing table, and router will not advertise that route with their eBGP neighbor, that is router 1. So rule is very simple. Do not use and advertise the routes learned via IBGP neighbor to an eBGP neighbor until or unless the same route is not learned via IGP. So 10.1 cannot communicate with 30.1, right? So what we can do, either we can configure IGP protocol between router 1 and router 2. Either we can configure IGP protocol, we can configure OSPF, we can configure EIGRP, we can configure RIP. So once we will configure IGP protocol, router 2 will receive this prefix 30's network via IBGP protocol. Suppose I will run OSPF on router 1 and router 2. So router 2 will receive this network 30.1.1.0/24 network via OSPF, right? Now when BGP will advertise same network to router 2, so this time router will use that prefix, use that network, use that routes, and this time router 2 will advertise that route with their eBGP neighbor as well, because this time same routes is available through IGP, through interior gateway protocol. So hope now rule is very clear to everyone. Rule is very simple. Do not use and advertise the routes learned via IBGP neighbor to an eBGP neighbor unless or until the same route is not learned via IGP. Okay, now I am going to show you practically this thing. Okay, so I think theory part is clear to everyone, right? So here I am going to configure BGP in this topology. I have designed this topology in GNS3, as you can see over here. I have already configured IP address on all devices. Let me show you. Suppose on router 1, let me check IP configuration, guys, first. So IP interface brief exclude unassign. Here you can see I am running one loopback. IP address is this one, and on fast Ethernet 0/0 I am running this IP address, right? So between router 1, what network I am running, you can see here. Okay, but here you can see so IP protocol. I am not running any protocol. Fine. After that, let me take access of router 2 as well, and here also you can see so IP protocol. I am not running any protocol, so IP interface brief exclude unassign, right? I am running IP address. Let me take access of router 3. So IP protocol and so IP interface brief exclude unassign. Okay, so I am running IP address on all devices. Okay, so here first of all I am going to configure BGP on router 1. So go to config T, after that router BGP, and here I am going to run AS100, right? After that neighbor, so your neighbor is 1.1.2 whose remote AS is 200, and after that network, let me advertise some network. 10.1.1.0 mask is 255.255.255.0. after that network 1.1.1.0, and here mask is 255.255.255.252 because I am using /30 to reduce the wastage of IP address. Okay, now BGP configuration on router 1 is done. Let me run no auto summary here, and I am going to disable BGP synchronization. Guys, by default on Cisco iOS, BGP synchronization feature is enabled. So here I am going to disable first no synchronization. This is the command how you can disable BGP synchronization on router. Okay, after that let me configure BGP on router 2 very quickly. Config T, router BGP here 200. After that neighbor is 1.1.1.1 whose remote AS is what, sorry, 100, and there is one more neighbor 2.2.2.2 whose remote AS is what, 200. Means 1.1.1 is my eBGP neighbor and 2.2.2 is my eBGP neighbor. I am talking about router 2. Now let me advertise some network here. Network 1.1.1.0. here mask is again same 255.255.255.252. let me advertise 2.2.2.20 network as well, so 2.2.2.0, and let me advertise 20 network 20.1.1.0. net mask is 255.255.255.0. let me disable synchronization, so command will be no synchronization, and let me disable auto summary as well, so no auto summary. So configuration, BGP configuration is done on router 2. Now let me configure BGP on router 3. Router BGP 200, neighbor is 2.2.2.1, remote AS is what, remote AS is 200, and network is 30.1.1.0, and net mask is 255.255.255.0. after that network 2.2.2.0 and mask is 255.255.255.252. now if you will verify, so IP BGP summary, so here you can see there is one neighbor 2.2.2.1. okay, in the same way you can verify on router 2 as well, so this one is router 2, so IP BGP summary. Okay, so there are two neighbor 1.1.1 and 2.2.2. you can verify on router 1 as well, so IP BGP summary. Fine, till everything is okay. Yes, now okay, now I am going to show you the routes, right? So here on router number 2, first of all run command show IP BGP. So in BGP table you can see 30 network is also there and 10 network is also there, because BGP synchronization is disabled, right? So router will use these two prefix now, so it will install in their routing table as well. So IP route BGP. So here also you can see 10 network and 30 network, right? So router 2 is using 30 network and advertising to their eBGP neighbor as well. Here on router 1 also you can verify. So IP BGP, right? So there is 30 network. Okay, next hop is this one via router 2. So router 1 will also install this prefix in their routing table. So IP route BGP. Here you can see 30 and 10.1 can ping to 30.1.1.1 and source is 10.1.1.1. So you can see, right? So 10 network is able to communicate with 30 network. Now I am going to disable synchronization, right? Now I am going to enable BGP synchronization rule feature. Okay, so go to router number 2 and in global config mode router BGP 200 and command to enable BGP synchronization is very simple. You need to run this command synchronization. And now if you will check, so IP BGP, so still there is 30 network. Let me clear IP BGP star. Okay, and now if you will run so IP BGP, here you can see router 2 is receiving 30 network, but router 1 is not. Router 2 is receiving 30 network, but router 2 will not use this routes. So IP route BGP. So here you can see router 2 is not installing, router 2 has not installed 30 network in their routing table, and this time router 2 will not advertise 30 network with their eBGP neighbor, right? So this prefix will be available in BGP table of router 2 only. You can check on router 1 as well. Here you can see so IP BGP, right? Here you can see there is no 30 network, right? Now 10.1 cannot communicate with 30.1. Here you can see your packet is dropping at router 1 because there is no any route available for 30 network. So now what we need to do, we have again two options. Either we can disable BGP synchronization or we can run what IGP protocol. So between router 1 and router 2 here in this domain, I am going to run IGP protocol. So once I will run IGP protocol, router 2 will install this prefix in their routing table via IGP, via OSPF, via EIGRP, via any protocol, right? So once router 2 will receive this route through IGP, through interior gateway routing protocol, router 2 will start using the same this prefix, this route, and router 2 will start advertising this route to eBGP neighbor. So router 1 will also get this network, right? So here let me configure OSPF. You can configure any routing protocol. So here I am going to configure OSPF. So on router 2, first of all, let me run OSPF. So router OSPF, then process ID, after that network. Let me advertise all active interface in OSPF. So command will be 0.0.0.0, wildcard mask will be 255.255.255.255, and area is suppose 0. Okay, let me write the configuration. And on router 3 also let me configure OSPF. Config T, router OSPF process ID 1, and network is 30.1.1.0, wildcard mask will be 0.0.255 and area 0. After that one more network which is 2.2.2.0, wildcard mask will be suppose this one, and area is 0, right? Exit. So IP OSPF neighbor. So So now neighborship is in two-way state. Just wait for some time, just wait for 30 seconds so that it will come in full state. Then these two routers will exchange their routes, right? So let me come on router 2 here. So IP root OSPF. So there is no any prefix. So IP OSPF neighbor. Now neighborship state is X start. Okay, so now neighborship is full. Now you can verify. So IP root OSPF. So here you can see. Now router 2 has learned this network via IGP, right? So same router is receiving this prefix, this routes via BGP as well, right? So now, so IP BGP. Now guys, you can see this one is 30 prefix. Okay, so I think still router 2 is not advertising with router 1. So IP BGP. So yes, there is no any entry. Let me do one thing, just wait for some time and clear IP BGP star. Okay, and now so IP BGP, so 30 prefix is still not valid. Okay, let me check configuration of router 3 where I am running 30 network on loopback interface. If I am running on loopback interface, then it will not work, because as you know, on loopback interface OSPF network type is loopback, right? So OSPF will advertise 30.1.1.0 network with /32, right? So network will be 10.30.1.1.1. Okay, so IP interface brief, exclude unassigned. So here you can see I am running on which interface? On loopback interface. So let me change it, guys. Go to config t interface loopback 1 and say shutdown. Okay, after that interface F 1/0 and here no set, and IP address is 30.1.1.1 255.255.255.0, right? So actually, if you don't know the loopback network type in OSPF, then you need to watch my OSPF series video, right, where I have discussed in deep about OSPF network type. So there you will get to know why in previous scenario this router 2 was not using BGP route, right? So now in at router 2 you can run so IP BGP. So now you can see this network 30 network is valid as well as best, valid as well as best. Earlier here you can see there is only a star sign. A star sign means what? A star sign means it is invalid, and this symbol of this is best, right? So greater sign indicating that this one is best route, and a star sign is saying that this one is a valid route. So earlier 30's network 30.1.1.0 was only a valid prefix, right? Valid route. So that's why router was not installing that route in their routing table. But now here you can see greater sign. That means this time this is best. So router 2 will advertise this prefix to router 1 as well, and here also you can verify. So IP BGP, there is 30 prefix, and this time router 1 will also install these routes in their routing table. So IP route BGP, here you can see, and now again 10.1 can ping to 30.1. Yes, success rate is 100%, right? So hope now it's clear to you. BGP synchronization rule is clear to everyone. Or what you can do, you can disable routing protocol, means IGP protocol. Say no router OSPF 1 here also, and on router 3 also. Let me disable. Let me run no router OSPF process ID 1. Again router 2 will stop using 30.1.1.0 network. So IP BGP, here you can see Now greater sign is missing, there is only a star sign. That means this prefix is only what? Valid now, right? This one is not best. So this time again router 2 will not advertise to router 1. So what we can do? We can disable the rule. Because of that rule only, the router 2 is not using and not advertising to their eBGP neighbor. So go to router BGP 200 and say what? No synchronization. Fine, right. So IP BGP, now you can see, wait for some time, or you can run clear IP OSPF star. Oh sorry, not OSPF, BGP, it's BGP. Okay, and now so IP BGP, now you can see this one is valid as well as best. So this router will install this prefix in their routing table, so IP route BGP. Okay, and this router will advertise with their eBGP neighbor as well. So IP BGP, so here you can see in BGP table 30 prefix are available, 30 prefix is available, so it will install. And here you can see this one is best as well as valid, so this router will install these routes in their routing table. Okay, yes. So fine guys, that's all for today. And if you have any question, any concern, if you want to meet live, right, if you want to talk, if you have any query, any question, any career guidance, any question regarding certification, any question regarding job, right, please let me know in comment guys. Definitely I will arrange live session as well for you guys, right? And if you guys are not able to solve subnetting, or if you have any problem in VLSM, please let me know to make one video on IPv4, on complete IPv4, where I will teach you each and everything in detail, right, that you will never forget in your life, right? Subnetting, you will never forget VLSM. Okay, so there is some small technique, right? That technique you need to understand. Once the technique will fit in your mind, you will never forget that thing, right? Those things. So those are very important and very basic things, right? So that's why I am not making video on basic things. I have already created so many video on basic on CCNA, right? So okay guys, that's all for today. We will meet soon in next video. Till then, stay safe. But remember, if you have not subscribed my channel yet, subscribe now. Okay, if you like this video, please hit on like button as well. If you have any concern, let me know in comment. Bye bye.